About a year ago, I spent 100 days building up the ultimate cozy farm. Soon after that, I spent another 100 days expanding it. And guess what? I want to do it again. That is why I'm going to start a brand new world where we take our time building up a cozy farm over the course of a series. This world will be lightly modded and will include new crops, fun furniture, more animals, and so much more. So let's hop into a fresh new world and see what adventure awaits us. Alrighty, here we are in a brand new world, ready to live our best farming life. Now before we get into any of that stuff, we need to focus on some of the Minecraft basics. So let's punch a tree and make ourselves a crafting table. And with this crafting table, I'm gonna make myself some sticks, and I'm gonna make a pickaxe. Now thankfully we have stone right next to us, so we might as well just use this to upgrade our tools. Ooh, and some coal, don't mind if I do. Exhibit A as to why wooden tools are annoying. Mining this coal is literally taking forever, so yeah. I think I'm just gonna upgrade now. Alrighty, let's get ourselves a fancy new pickaxe, an axe, a shovel, and a sword for all of those pesky mobs. And now I can more efficiently break this coal. This is so much better. Alrighty, with some essentials sorted, I think we should find ourselves a good spot to base up. Whoa! What is that? Cool, it's a deer. Oh, you're a little bit afraid of me. It's okay. I know. I stink. There's also just coal everywhere, and I'm inclined to take it all, but also I can't be here forever just mining coal. Or can I? No, this is silly. I need to keep going. We can always come back if we need to. Okay, but what are these? What are these? Wild nettle. I've never seen anything like this before. This is a really pretty flower. What's that? Onions! Yes! I love onions. They're delicious. Well, it looks like I'm about to be an onion farmer. That is, if I ever actually find a spot to base up in. There seems to be a lot of mountains off in the distance. However, hopefully some of this will lead me to some form of plains, because I think that's going to be the best bet for our base. Because, of course, we're going to need a large plot of land to build up a farm. So hopefully if I keep searching around, we'll come across something like that soon. Well, that's something you don't want to see on your first day in a Minecraft world. Whoa! What are those fish? Ah! I'm not gonna lie, I think fish are cool, but at a distance. So, yeah. I'm gonna stay away from those. While also staying away from that. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Whoa! Are those ferrets? Cute! So I continued venturing on in search for a plains biome. I came across some chickens, butterflies, and even really cool looking birds. There's a lot of really cool mods in this pack that I'm really excited to explore. We have tons of new animals, furniture, food, so we're gonna have a lot of stuff to do in this pack. Oh no, I'm getting hungry. I'm really hoping this onion is gonna sustain me, but I don't think it will. Okay. Not bad, not bad. I mean, I can live with the stinky breath, so I don't really mind eating raw onions. Don't judge me. All right, by the looks of it, we might be close to some plains. I mean, I'm in a plains biome right now. It's just not super big, but hopefully if we keep looking around, we'll find a bigger patch of land. Also, it's about to be nighttime, so I'm sorry. Whoa, a pink sheep! Isn't that super rare? Okay, well, I've got to leave you alone, buddy. But as for the rest of you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Let's make ourselves a nice cozy bed, and that way I don't have to survive through the night running around and screaming. I can just go to bed under the stars. And with a fresh new morning, I continued my search for the perfect spot for our farmland. Okay, well, this is a very big patch of plains. Like mega. This could be a good potential spot for us. Also, that tree line in the distance is super cute. There also seems to be a lot of farm animals around, which is perfect. Sheepy cow even. All right. Okay, these mountains are nice too. I'm really digging this area. Oh, more onions too. I'm so hungry. Okay, these plains go on forever. And I mean that in a good way. We have a lot of spots that we can choose from. And I kind of walked over towards this area, and I'm really digging it. We've got this mountainscape in the background over here, with some frozen peaks behind. And I found this spot that's kind of like its own little island. It's pretty much a huge plot of land that has a river running all the way around it. And as a bonus, there's a village close by. Yeah, I feel like this could be a really nice picturesque spot for our farm. Okay, it's settled then. We're setting our crafting table down here, and this is where our farm is gonna be. Now, if we're gonna start a farm, we're gonna need a couple things. Like, food, shelter, all of that stuff. Which means I'm gonna steal from this village. Look at this. We have a little restaurant here. Gonna take this boiling pot. Ow! Ow! It's not gonna stop me from taking all of this. Got some chicken. Ooh, cabbage seeds. I'm gonna need seeds if we're starting a farm, so anything helps really. Just one singular leaf right there. Don't mind if I do. Yep, stone cutter. I'll be taking that too. Maybe an extra bed would be nice. They really just have it all here. All right, after looting this village, I actually ended up with some pretty good stuff. We got ourselves a couple of starting workbenches and some seeds that will get us started for our farmland. So now that we have a couple of goodies from the village to get us started, I need to get myself some basic resources like wood. Hello? Oh, they're just pushing each other out of the way. Hi. Just gonna start, chopping down trees, if you don't mind. So I spent some time in the forest gathering up some oak. All right, and right away with all this oak that I gathered, I am just gonna make myself a chest so I can toss all of my trash into it. Listen, I'll organize it when we get more chests. Don't worry about it. And also, before we do anything else, I think I'm gonna cook myself some food. Listen, the onions are tasty, but they're not really sustaining me. A little bit of mutton should do the trick. Now, before we get started on anything on this little farming island that we've got, I think I better go off and collect a couple more resources. All right, there's otters in this game. What is this? Are those otters? I think they are. Either way, they are adorable. I love it here so much. So I was kind of thinking to get started on our farming adventure, we of course need a house and some farmland. Now, with my 100 days farming videos, I was really inspired by Stardew Valley. And honestly, I'm still very much inspired by the aesthetic and vibe of it. It's just so cozy. So I was kind of thinking that maybe we can make our starter home similar to the one you live in when you inherit the farm in that game. Now, if I remember correctly, that house had a red roof and the walls were made of some form of light wood. So oak would definitely do the trick for the walls, and I feel like brick could look really nice for the roof. Unlocked backpack, cardboard box. What is that? Okay, well, I think I'm gonna have to make myself a backpack first, and then I can customize it to look like a cardboard box. I mean, who wouldn't want a cardboard box backpack, honestly? That'll be something we have to do for another day, though. For now, let's keep gathering up some of our building supplies. Listen, I know I said I needed oak for this build, but we can't not incorporate some spruce beams into it as well. It wouldn't be a drift build otherwise. And of course, the final thing we're gonna need for this build is some clay so we can make bricks. Ah! What are you doing? Who are you, mustache man? You scared me. Why are you walking on water? What is going on here? What do you sell? Oh, you sell some pretty good stuff actually, but I have literally no emeralds. So I can't really help you here, dude. I will, spare you, and if you don't leave, I don't know. I hope you leave, because I don't know. Just go away, honestly. So I had spent the next while gathering up enough clay to make bricks. You actually need quite a healthy amount, so I gathered up as much as I could. In between that, I also grew a taiga tree from the saplings I had collected, so I could continue to gather up spruce. All right, so I think I managed to grab a good amount of materials for our build. But before I get started on building up the house, I'm gonna have to cook all of these clay balls so I can make bricks. So in the meantime, we're gonna stash away all of our building materials into this chest, and let's begin cooking up some of this clay. Now, in order to make this process go a little bit quicker, I think I need another furnace. However, I only have 2 cobblestone left. So maybe it would be wise for us to go into the caves to see if we can collect some resources there. I've got 6 onions, a piece of mutton, and a dream. So hopefully I can keep myself alive while we're in there. I mean, at the very least, I can grab some more onions. And hopefully that'll do it for us. Oh, I just realized these are 2 different types of onions. What? Honestly, I do have a couple of different types of farming mods on here, so I'm sure they're both from separate packs. All right, we've got a huge cave opening right here, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit scared to go in there, but we do need iron and also some coal. So I say maybe it's worth risking it. So with a torch in hand to guide the way, I made my way down into the caves to collect resources. Along the way down, I managed to find some coal and even some iron. Oh, I broke my tool, and I realized I don't even have any wood so I can make another one. So, that might just be the end of my journey. You know what? That's okay though. We got ourselves some iron, a little bit of coal, and most importantly, we grabbed the cobble that we need. So I say we make our way back up so we don't have to deal with any pesky mobs. Alrighty, back at home with some supplies from the caves. So now I can make a couple more furnaces, and we can begin burning up some more clay. So now that we're cooking up everything that we need for this house, I think I'd like to get started on some farming. We're not gonna do anything too special yet. I just need some wheat seeds so we can get some cows and sheep. So let's make one of the most important tools of all for farming, and let's go ahead and plant the beginnings of a farm. All of my 7 seeds. Listen, it may not be much, but it's a start. I figured we might as well get this little patch started because I need a reliable food supply. So if we could grow some wheat and then maybe get some cows and sheep, that would help us out a ton. This may not be the most aesthetic farm that we could make, but hey, it's close to a source of water so the crops will grow, and it's a start. Alrighty, after breaking up some grass to get some seeds, I actually managed to get a decent sized plot of wheat. So all we have to do now is wait for this to grow. And in the meantime, we should probably check up on our clay. Oh, the furnaces have stopped. That's not good. I am unfortunately out of fuel, which means I could either use the wood that I have here, which I intended to use for building, or maybe I should go collect some in the mountains. I did see some along the sides here that we could grab easily, so that would probably be our best bet. Okay, well, I just had a moment of clarity here where in the caves I was complaining about how I didn't have enough wood for a pickaxe. I had sticks and I had cobble. What more could I have needed? Classic drift things. It's fine. I didn't want to be in the caves anyway. It was too scary, okay? I was just making excuses to get out of there. Let's scoop up some of this coal. And I think that should probably be enough. So let's finish cooking up some of this clay. And I think while we wait for that to burn, we can probably pick out a spot for where we're gonna put our starter house. So we have to find the perfect spot for our starter home, and then everything after that will follow suit. Now, essentially, we're on one giant island surrounded by a river, and by the looks of it, there's really not a bad spot. We could build over here with the grassland behind us. This edge of the island could work as well. My only consideration is which way the sun faces though, because we don't want to build our nice looking builds and have them all have shadows casted over them. So I think whatever we build for this starter home will likely have to be facing this way. So if that's the case, I'm thinking of building it along this plane over here. Now we've got a nice looking hill right here. However, this spot might be perfect for a windmill down the road. This spot right here, however, might lend well to a house. The terrain's definitely a lot more flat, so there's less terraforming to do. And the view behind it would honestly be stunning. I mean, look at those mountains off in the distance. I'm kind of thinking that this is a spot. Now, before we just get straight into building, this terrain is a bit of a mess still. So I say we spend some time fixing it up so we have a nice spot to build on. What did I just collect? Lettuce? This is lettuce? Cool. All right, well, I'm gonna stash this away because we'll definitely be able to plant this for our farmland. There we go. I think this is the perfect amount of space for a build. So now that I've got a spot ready to go, we're almost ready to begin building. The very last thing I want to do is build a chipped bench. This will allow us to get different styles of wood cuts. Now, what we're looking for is the carpenter's table, which requires some iron, so we need to cook that. And we're gonna need a couple of beams and a wooden axe as well. So with this piece of iron, we can then craft this up. So if we place down this carpenter's table, then we have this really nifty menu. And then from here, if you input any type of wood, it gives you different styles to choose from. I've used this mod before, and honestly, a lot of these styles are really cool to play around with. So we'll definitely be using these for the build. So now that we have this workbench, I think I'm ready to begin building. So let's grab all of the materials we need and let's get started. So I'm gonna start things off by placing beams so I can figure out the general footprint of this build. Yeah, I think that's a good size and the placement is all good. And since I'm using the Stardew house as inspiration, I feel like oak would fit that vibe. Now, I want to see what types of styles we have in the chipped bench. Ooh, stacked oak planks could be nice for a cottage, as well as the hewn oak planks. These are some good options we have. I almost feel like maybe making a trim of the stacked oak planks, and then using the hewn oak planks for the rest of it would look pretty cool. All right, let's give this a shot and see how it looks. Not entirely sure about the stacked oak planks on the bottom, but I think I'm gonna decorate first before I make my final decision on that. You never know. It could look really nice once we have everything else in place. Now, I'm not gonna go straight into decorating just yet, but I would at least like to pop out the windows and door. And that gives us a rough idea of the layout we can have in this house. So with that all done and in place, I think I can begin putting up this roof. Now, I will be using brick for this roof, however, I think I want a spruce trim on the outside. Having trims just gives it that extra little bit of detail. And for this roof, I think I'm just gonna go with the classic roof shape. The starter house is very simple and cottagecore, so I think keeping it simple is the right move. What are you doing there, buddy? Just wandering around. Why is that so adorable? And we just have to finish filling in the remainder of these walls. And I think this is looking good so far. Now, the question is, do we have enough bricks to fill in this roof? Let's see. I mean, I don't know how to do math. I don't know how many are required to fill in this roof, but I'm just hoping it's enough. Well, looks like we're about to find out. You know, something's telling me the answer is no. It's not gonna be enough. Well, I guess we have our answer. Oh, looks like it's back to the river to find some more clay. Look, all of our wheat has grown though. Finally. I have honestly been getting kind of desperate for food. I mean, I've just been eating apples and onions. Do you know those two have very conflicting tastes? They don't taste good together. Finally, I can just have bread. Never tasted so good. After that quick detour for some more food, I went back into the river to collect some more clay. Alrighty. Hopefully this is enough for the rest that we need. In the meantime though, I think I'm gonna build an awning on this side of the house. That way we can store items here or even have it as a little workstation. Once I had enough bricks again, I finished off the remainder of the roof. Let's just get the last two pieces in place here. And I think we're all done with the structure. Yeah, this is looking real good. So now that all of this is in place, all I have to do is decorate it. And listen, we've got a lot of modded options to choose from. So we're gonna make this thing look pretty cute. So for the exterior decorations, I wanna make this house super cute and cottagecore. So I started off by getting a simple awning above the door. Next, I decorated the window with some cute planters and window shutters. I mean, seriously, look how cute these things are. They open and close. After that, I popped out another window above and decorated around it. Lastly, the front of this house needs some doors and windows. And I'm kind of thinking that maybe we could use the chip benches for those. So if we pop in an oak door, we have some options here. And I want something that's super cute and cottagecore. These are all really good options. I don't know which one to choose. I'm kind of thinking this heavy oak door could look cute. Ooh, yeah, that's the vibe. And finally, for the decorated windows, we're actually gonna need a glass blower. So in order to make one of those, we need a blast furnace, some glass, and some other stuff as well. Well, the good news is I have lots and lots of bricks. And I also managed to steal a couple of blast furnaces from the villagers. Thank you, villagers. So if we just cook up a little bit of sand for some glass, then we combine all this stuff onto the crafting table, we get a glass blower. And it's pretty much the same idea as the carpenter's table, where you pop in the glass panes, and then you have a variety of designs to choose from. The best part about these benches is if you make a decision and you actually don't like the design, you can simply pop it back into the bench and choose something else. I feel like these square glass panes fit the cottagecore vibe. Yeah, those are super cute. I love it. Last but not least, I'm gonna pop some flowers into the planters, and I think we're off to a great start. After I had decorated the front of the house, I thought it could look kind of cool to make a large balcony around the house instead of having it flush to the ground. So I removed some of the terraforming I did earlier and put in a spruce patio. And I don't have enough spruce for this patio, so I might as well collect some more. Ah! Ah! Oh my god! Oh, I heard his little footsteps, but there was nothing I could do. That scared me so bad. I knew it. I knew not to be here at nighttime. Oh, great. There's mobs everywhere. This is so good for me. My bed's right there. Oh my god. Ah! Ah! Oh my. Why are they? That looks like me! Look! It has my outfit! You're stealing my style! Such a great time with a cozy farmhouse. Wow, coziest time ever. Ew, you look like you stink. Classic Minecraft, am I right? Well, gonna forget that happened, and I am just gonna continue, just doing my own thing and just building, because that's what it's all about. So I've got the spruce balcony all laid out, and I think this is looking so cute. I feel like this is so much better than having it flush to the ground like I had it before. It just gives it that extra little bit of shape that it needed. For the finishing touches on the exterior, I added a chimney with some leaves, and I built out a little workstation under the lean-to. I was gonna take direct inspiration from the Stardew build and throw a bunch of logs here. However, I kinda just wanted to utilize this space a little bit more. I think this is looking really good. Oh, before I forget, let me show you what I did with the interior. Nothing. I've done nothing. Now we have two options going forward. We could take some time to decorate this interior, make it look a little bit more cozy in here, or we could start on our farmland. Look at these birds. I feel like it's a sign. They're calling my name to start growing onions. Since we have a lot of work to do on the farm, I say that we get that started, and then we could focus on building a cozy interior afterwards. Now, if we're gonna build some farmland, I feel like this stuff is gonna have to go. As for these chests, I'm a little bit scared to break them. It's fine. I'll just temporarily place everything here. And with the help of editing magic, you won't have to see me deal with this. And there we go, all cleaned up and good to go. It's like nothing ever happened. So if we're gonna start some farmland, I think we need to begin by making a little path here. There, I think that is perfect. So with this path as our starting point, we can use this to guide where our farmland will go. And basically what I want to do is make some smaller square plots beside this path. Again, think Stardew Valley style farmland where it's more square and symmetrical. There, I think that is the perfect size for some starter farmland. Now we need an entry point to these farming plots so we can actually tend to our crops. I'm kind of thinking of making an offshoot on either side like this. That way we have a couple paths that can veer off for future projects, and it helps us visualize other spots where more crops can grow in the future. Like a spot here would be nice, and here as well. So with these two spots in place, all we have to do is punch out a fence here, and punch out a fence here. And now we have easy access to our crops. Oh, and it looks like the sun is setting. Time to go sleep in my super cozy house. Wow, it's so nice in here. All right, let's get to business. With a fresh new morning, we have a lot of work to do. So we have to decide what types of crops we have to put in these plots. Now, we've got lettuce seeds, some onions, cabbage seeds, and of course, regular wheat seeds as well. Now, I think I'd love to save the wheat for a future project, because I feel like that looks best on a rolling hill next to like a windmill or something. So I'm saying we either go with lettuce, cabbage, or onions. Well, we can choose two from that. Can we turn onions into seeds? Can we not? Can they at least be planted? Oh, okay, they can. Amazing. So since onions and cabbage seeds are actually part of the same mod pack, I say we go for those two. The lettuce seeds are part of Let's Do Farm and Charm, which are part of a different mod pack that also allow you to cook up some pretty cool meals. So I say we keep things consistent for now and choose two things from the same mod pack. Now, in order to grow crops, we need water. And luckily, I had made these wooden buckets, which I believe allow you to pick up water like a regular bucket. So let's give this a shot. It works. Yes! All right, where should we place this? Maybe if we place it in the middle here, it should reach all of this farmland. Oh yeah, this is gonna work. Now we just do the same thing for this plot as well. And now we've got ourselves two plots where we can plant our crops. So I think for this one, I'm gonna put the onions right here and the cabbage seeds over here. Wow, what a great start. One seed, but don't worry, I've thought of this. Now, of course, in order to grow things quickly in Minecraft, you need bone meal. But what if I told you I had another solution? I have this nifty little watering can, and if you right click on crops, it'll bone meal them. So let's do this to the onions as well. And look at that. Fully grown crops in a matter of seconds. Now the watering can does run out, but it's just as simple as refilling it. So honestly, while we're at it, we should probably just make an infinite water source close by. Something like this should do the trick. So with my nifty little watering can, I worked away growing my onions and cabbage so I could replant them. And here we are on a fresh new morning with our crops all planted. And now we just have to wait for them to grow. Which honestly, I don't mind doing. We could bone meal them, but I think we should just let them be and work on some other things while we wait. I mean, it's not like we really need them right now, because what am I gonna do? Eat onions wrapped in cabbage? Pfft, no, I won't. I would never do that. Never. I would never do that. Stop. No, I wouldn't. Okay, maybe I would a little bit. All right, so while we're waiting for these to grow, I think I'd like to make some final touches on the exterior of this house. Now, I managed to make a botany workbench, which essentially allows you to input dirt, leaves, and other organic materials into this bench, and then you get some pretty cool options from it. And with this workbench, I kind of had an idea for something. I want to make some dirt bricks and essentially build a little wall along the side of the house here. Now, of course, I've got to say that this detail comes from the Stardew house, but I actually think it's a nice touch in framing it up. So with that detail in place, there's just a couple more things that I'd like to add. I'd like to maybe place a couple chests here so we can organize our crops and farming supplies. Maybe toss in a path right here. Hello, my good friend. What are you doing here? What you doing? Are you making yourself at home? Oh, you really are. You really are. I think you're gonna get stuck here. I forgot. I can pick things up. Alert! I can pick things up. Where am I gonna put this little otter? It's so adorable. Feel like we're gonna have to make a home for them at some point. For now, I think I'm just gonna put you over here. You know, by the water, so you could have little sippies. You can hang out so you could go swim. It's all good. There you go, buddy. What a welcome distraction. Alright, so we've got some nice little pathing that wraps around. And you know what this place needs? We need a cute supply cart. Ah! This thing's massive! Whoa! Am I in the supply cart? Okay, this is pretty cool, actually. How do I use the supply cart, though, instead of being in it, you know? I'm not sure. Apparently, instead of using the supply cart, I am, in fact, the supplies. So, that might just remain as, like, an aesthetic piece for now, because, yeah, I don't really know how to use that at the moment. Well, regardless, it's really cute. And finally, to finish things off, I think we need just a little touch of coarse dirt around the house. I find that coarse dirt around the edges of paths and builds always helps make it feel like the building is actually more integrated into the landscape rather than just sitting on top of it. Now, I'm not sure I'm actually going to use it for any of the pathing here because I kind of just like the clean and fresh look around the plots of crops. But another thing that helps bring some life back into the area is, of course, bone mealing and bringing back grass. There, and I feel like that's already looking so much better. So now that I've got a nice little starter farm set up, I think we're in a pretty good spot. We've got lots of onions all grown in. We've got some delicious cabbage, pretty much all grown as well. And I think we're off to a pretty good start. Now, as much as I would love to make my cabbage and onion sandwich, which I don't even think you can actually make in this game, so I need to stop talking about it, I think we need to pivot back to something a little bit more important. Like, you know, a proper interior for this house. It's not looking so great, is it? So I think we finally get started on this and make this house look more like a home. Because right now, look at this, a thing of beauty. And then look at this. Womp womp. Sad. So, maybe we start things off by getting a little bit of light in here because this is just sad. Couple of nice looking windows looking off into that beautiful mountain, and also this dirt staircase, which I never removed. It's fine, I'll remove it soon, don't worry. There, a bunch of sunlight, and okay, I've got a dragonfly in here now. Oh, okay, it's gone. Goodbye. What was that? So I think the first thing I'm going to start off with is, well, getting rid of this grass. Because it rained the other night and now it's like super mushy and my shoes are getting soaked. It's just not comfortable. And I think I'm going to try placing down these pine planks. So up in the meadow over there, there's these pine trees. And this type of wood can be used for a lot of different modded items, but you can also build with it. And well, I may not have enough, but honestly, this is the vibe. This is really nice. But yeah, I think I need a little bit more. So we'll just grab a little bit here. Can I jump onto that tree, do you think? Oh, I made it. That was awesome. So now that we have the rest of our pine planks, we can finish up this flooring. And I think this is looking good. Next, to fix up the foundation a little bit more, I think we need to get a ceiling in this house. There we go. That's looking a lot better. And now from here, I pretty much just have to decide what's gonna go where. So ideally, I think I'd actually like to divide up this living space a little bit more. I'm kind of thinking I can make a nice little spot for a bedroom and maybe even a kitchen. Now that I've separated this wall a little bit, I feel like this window's looking a little bit goofy as a double window. Should probably close it off right here. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. All right, so currently we've got one room here, which I think will probably be the bedroom. I'll just place the bed here for now. And then as for this space, I kind of feel like it might be nice if we close it off. However, let's give ourselves a little bit more room here. Something like this, perhaps. It's a tiny little space, but I feel like we could make a cute little living room out of it. And then in the main foyer area, I think maybe it would be cool if we did like a kitchen in this corner. So with this layout, all I really have to do is start, well, filling it in. But of course, in order to be able to properly fill everything in, I needed decorations. And in order to get decorations, I needed resources. So I quickly ventured off to gather up some things like wool, feathers, flowers for dye, and some other essential resources. So with all these materials collected, I went back home and began crafting up some cozy furniture for the house. Well, I think the best thing to start off with would be a storage cabinet. Cause, yeah, if I'm gonna put a kitchen here, I'm gonna have to get rid of all this stuff. And until I have a proper storage space, this is just gonna have to do for now. It's okay. You can judge me. I know it's bad. And with this spot all cleared out, I think we can begin getting this kitchen in place. So with all of that cleared, I think the first thing we need to do is make some counter space. And luckily, I found these super cute counters. I mean, look at this. Isn't this adorable? Got a little sink, and I think I could put stuff in it. Another place for me to stash junk. Isn't that wonderful? And also, check out this little fridge. Isn't it so cute? I love it so much. All right, so we've got a little space right here. We do have some extra space right here as well. However, I don't think I have enough to make any more cabinets, so I think this will do for now. But in the meantime, I was also able to make these really cute cupboards. This is just chef's kiss, honestly. So we've got a little kitchen area all set up, good to go. And now I'm just gonna temporarily leave this room and work on the living room. All right, so for this room, I'm kind of thinking, we need a little cozy space after a long day of farming. So we need a little couch, nice little table to, put our snacks there. Maybe some nice greenery, liven up the space a little bit. And currently I'm staring at, well, I think one of my work tables. So this isn't the greatest view. Now I don't have any books or anything just yet because I don't really have paper or anything. So in the meantime, I think I'm just gonna put a table here and maybe I'll just put down, a nice little painting kit here. So now I have a spot to paint, which I don't really do and I'm not really good at. But maybe now's the time for me to learn. So we've got a little cozy room to chill in, and it's starting to look really good. Now, even though there's a lack of books, we can still fill this with some pretty cool stuff. We can put up some nice shelving, maybe get a nice little painting. Those are so cute, they match. Oh, I love that. Adorable. And finally, I feel like this room could use a little bit of lighting. Oh, and maybe a little bit of carpet. And before I forget, let me just, get rid of this. And the very last thing I'm gonna do for this room is pop in a couple of window panes. And look at this. Look at how cozy it is. I may not have books, I may not have TV, but I've got a set of paint and a really bad view. So I think this will be the perfect spot to sit back and relax. Now we're off to a really good start with this interior. However, I still have quite a little bit of work to do. So I spent some more time plugging away and decorating the rest of the interior. Alrighty, I have finished everything in the starter house, and I would say the beginnings of our farm are complete. And I think this has turned out so cute. We got the beginnings of a small little farm right here, with a couple of crops planted that we'll be able to harvest and make some nice food out of. We've got some nice decorations around the front of the build. It's super cozy looking. I've got this cool looking cart, which I still don't really fully understand how to work it, because every time I try to use it, like I said, I am the supply. So I'll have to figure that one out. And then of course on the side over here, we've got an outdoor workstation. And honestly, this has already come in handy. Now I already briefly went over the outside, and I know you're all itching to see what the rest of the interior looks like. So why don't we take a look? Ta-da! here is my cozy little farmstead house. Isn't it so cute? All right, so let's go through this thing really quickly. So we've got these really cute countertops and cabinets. And also, they all work as storage as well, so it's awesome. Like, look at this. I can put my bread in the fridge. I can put some, planks under the sink. Maybe a little bit of iron in this counter. Listen, once this farm really takes off, it is gonna be fully stocked with food. And I can't wait for that. So I also added in some barrels here as well, which I think add like a really nice cottagecore touch to this. And on top of the barrels, I was able to put a bunch of paintings, as well as a couple little trinkets. And on the other side here, we've got more storage. And also check out these cute little curtains that I found for the windows. Adorable. So then on this side, we've got a little storage cabinet over here, which will definitely have to be fixed sooner rather than later, but at least it helps alleviate the problem for now. We've got a little entryway table where I can put my keys, even though, let me see, I don't even think this has a lock on it. So I guess nothing's gonna go here. And then on this table, we've got a little flower pot. I've got my trusty Rubik's Cube up there, which is out of reach because I can't solve a Rubik's Cube for the life of me. So if I can't do it, then what's the point? We'll just have it on display there for the rest of time. So then after the kitchen, we've got our cozy little living room, which we went over before. And this is pretty much the same as how we decorated it. Honestly, it's really tiny, but I think it's super cozy and it does the job. And then finally, if we go on over into the bedroom, I gave myself a nice little door here. And then this is my little bedroom. Again, another really small living space. However, it is super cozy. So I made sure to give myself a really nice cozy little bed. I've got a nice little nightstand with the light. I didn't realize that turns on and off if you right click it. I didn't even know. Does this one too? Oh, it does. That's amazing. I had no idea. Well, isn't that handy? But yeah, pretty much all I have in this room is just a little bit of decorations, some storage, I can just put just whatever I want in it. Doesn't really matter. And then that's pretty much it. So yeah, this is my cozy little starter home. And I am so happy with how it turned out. So I think with all of this done, that's probably gonna be it for today's episode. We made ourselves a nice little house that we can live in, and we got the beginnings of our farm set up. So I would say we're off to a really good start. So with all of that, I hope you all enjoyed the beginnings to this brand new farming series. And if you did, make sure you leave a comment and subscribe because it really helps out the channel. All right, everybody, thank you so much again for watching, and of course, I will see you all in the next one. Bye!